A general astrological forecast for the week of August 29 through September 4, 2022. The planets are mostly resting throughout the week, preparing for a new round of stellar storms. But the moon's influence will allow us to concentrate on current issues of urgency. On Monday, August 29, Venus is still in opposition to Saturn. It's advisable not to go shopping, get into credit, or got the piggy bank. On Tuesday, August 30, the moon in Libra forms an opposition to Jupiter, but everything is balanced by trines to Mars and Saturn. Instead of shopping, think about how you can reuse old things. Or do some physical chores around the house. Wednesday, August 31, Moon squares Pluto but sextiles Venus. A good time to change your image, to think about what makes you more attractive in the eyes of the opposite sex. On Thursday, September 1, Mars forms a sextile to Jupiter. A perfect aspect to conclude long-term business contracts or launch an advertising campaign. Friday, September 2 is a time of intense moon in Scorpio forming a conflictual relationship with Venus and Saturn. It's worth tempering displays of jealousy and not rushing to challenge others' opinions. Saturday, September 3, is a showdown between Mercury and Jupiter. Fortunately, it is a day off and business activity should be zero today. Those who are busy with their own business shouldn't rush into advertising just yet. An uneasy Sunday, September 4, awaits us because of the moon's squabbles with the Sun and Neptune. Drinking alcohol and swimming in unfamiliar bodies of water is undesirable. But the moon's sextile to Saturn will allow us to effectively do small repairs or clean up around the house. Horoscope for the week for Aries. Aries, at the beginning of the week pay more attention to those issues that need to be resolved as soon as possible. For now, don't get caught up in long-term projects and don't rush to give an answer if you are dragged into some large-scale issue. The beginning of the week is also good for figuring out relationships if there's a problem in them. Just be aware of your general tendency to be dramatic and don't show your emotions too much. The second half of the week is a time of difficult decisions related to financial matters. But here too it is better to refrain from loans. Do not rush to lend your money to friends and stay away from large and impulsive purchases. On weekends, have a rest, better in nature, but without risk and extremes. Taurus horoscope for the week. For lovers of predictable and measured life, the beginning of this week will present surprises, news that will make you quickly change plans or interests. But do not hurry to be indignant, because under the guise of new problems you may hide unexpected opportunities. The main thing is to be observant and smart, especially in the first half of the week. Beginning on Thursday, give more attention and energy to routine work and keep your house in order. If necessary, you can decide to make minor repairs in the house or apartment. But other real estate operations like buying or selling would be better postponed. On weekends, have more rest and forget about business for a while. Gemini horoscope for the week. Gemini, the beginning of the week will bring news that should be pondered and carefully analyzed. Do not be in a hurry to make decisions, especially if you feel that you are being pushed to do something. Behind the persistent desire to get you to do something, someone else's self-interest may be behind it. Also, do not allow yourself to be persuaded by others. The middle of the week is very suitable for solving any issues related to your personal life. Go on a date, get acquainted and flirt with those who interest you and think how you can please your other half. The closer to the weekend, the less energy you have and the more you need to rest. Don't take on any extra workload and skillfully refuse those around you. Horoscope for the week for Cancer. Cancer, no matter how much you would like to get closer to your goal, this week you should not rush, make hasty decisions, especially if they are based on emotions. It is better to think how to turn to your advantage the delay that appears in solving an important issue for you. Most likely, you now need a greater sense of order and control in your life, which means that it is time to conduct an audit of your documents, contacts and resources. Some things should be abandoned. And closer to the weekend, you should definitely find time for a general cleaning in the house. The liberation from the junk on the physical level will attract the necessary changes in the event plan. Let's discuss your goals and dreams with strangers. Leo horoscope for the week. Leo, at the beginning of the week, don't miss the opportunity to get what you want, quickly and completely unexpectedly. Do not grumble at fate if it fulfills your dream not the way you originally wanted it. The result is important now, and it will please you this week. If personal matters are a priority for you, then there could be pleasant surprises. You could get a mutual sympathy from someone you like, or a spontaneous but very intriguing acquaintance could happen. Or in relationships that are important to you, there will be more harmony and understanding. The end of the week is a period when things can distract your attention, but don't miss good opportunities here either. You can change your job, your occupation, or look for an additional source of income. Horoscope for the week for Virgo. Virgo, take care of what is of utmost interest to you right now. It is worth putting aside all the unnecessary things and cut off everything unnecessary that only hinders you on the way to success. Be selfish for the rest of the summer and put your interests first and everything else in the background. On Wednesday and Thursday, decide what should be abandoned or how to transfer the responsibility to other people. You could do an audit of your affairs, get your paperwork in order, clean up your phone contacts, and figure out which people you can rely on next month and who has long been ballast for you. Friday and weekends are a time when you're at the peak of your energy capabilities. Having carefully calculated your strength and resources, you can start with new projects, but not on Sunday. On this day, it is best to rest in solitude. Horoscope for the week for Libra. Libra, postpone making any important decisions this week. Someone around you could criticize you, but do not retreat from the intended goal under the influence of others' opinions. Rely only on your own life experience. It is better not to risk your money, not to invest it in unproven projects, and not to be tempted by tempting advertisements. If in the middle of the week someone persistently starts to persuade you to take part in some business, do not hurry with your answer and, even better, start to gather information about it. There is a risk that they will try to deceive you. At the end of the week, take a vacation or at least minimize your business activities. This time is perfect for recuperation and those relationships that are meaningful to you. Horoscope for Scorpio. At the beginning of the week you feel new strength, and you have bright, inspiring goals. You are ready to move mountains on the way to them, but try not to overexert yourself too much. There are easier ways to get what you want, and if you listen to your intuition, on Wednesday and Thursday you will be able to figure out how to get your dream faster. The second half of the week is good for routine work, small and necessary purchases, and for clarifying important issues in personal relationships. Your significant other may need to have a frank conversation, but if it happens over the weekend, try to listen carefully to your partner and take your time to express your point of view. Observe and analyze more. Sagittarius horoscope for the week. Sagittarius, this week you will want to start some topic with a clean slate or generally start a completely new life, with new habits, new circle of communication and new goals. It's a smart idea, but in order to do this you will have to start the week with a lot of finishing up all the things you started before. Pay off debts, close loans, or look for a way to pay off debts early and not take on a new load of obligations. At the same time now it is very important for you to act according to the plan, not to be distracted by idle talk, and not to get involved in conflicts at work or in the family. The more collected your behavior will be all week, the more freedom of action you can provide for yourself at the weekend. On Sunday, pay attention to your intuition. On this day it will tell you the right solution to an old problem. Horoscope for the week for Capricorn. Throughout the week, do not grasp at a large number of new things. If in doubt, skip the move and take time to think over your words and actions. On Monday and Tuesday you might be tempted to do something that will bring a large profit in the long run, but right now will require a lot of effort, physical or moral. Such an offer should be rejected, so as not to be driven into a bondage of obligation and debt. Friday and Saturday are the time for making a difficult, but important decision. If in doubt, you can discuss it with your closest friends or family members. On weekends, however, it is better to rest, gain strength and not to take on an increased workload. Aquarius horoscope for the week. At the beginning of the week try to avoid excessive frankness when in the heat of emotion you might accidentally spill your own or someone else's secret. From Tuesday to Thursday you might be repeatedly dragged into a conflict, but it is better to stay away from such situations or at least not to take anyone's side. Get busy with chores as much as you can, as it's very important for you to get your life in order as much as possible. In the middle of the week the workload increases, but so does your ability to think outside the box and be creative in your approach to any problem. Friday and weekends are a time when you can brainstorm and find an additional source of income. Most likely, it could be related to your hobby. Pisces horoscope for the week. Pisces, socializing and sharing can bring great results now if you choose to share your concerns with those who can potentially help you. Don't be shy about asking for support from those who have the right resources, acquaintances, or other opportunities that are helpful to you. Also be prepared to support someone in the household. This may not necessarily be moral help, but also valuable advice. On Thursday and Friday, try not to overload yourself with unnecessary communication. Work more in solitude or reflect on the situations that concern you. On the weekend try to diversify your leisure time as much as possible, go to the nature or change the usual activities for something unusual, enjoyable and entertaining. Friends, if you liked the horoscope give us a like and subscribe to our channel.